This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. It's Monday, June 22nd. I'm Jeff. I'm here with Sam.
Hey, happy Father's Day.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Was it relaxing, adventurous?
Unplugged. Not adventurous at all. We went to our local pool. They have a sign-up sheet that they're very strict over there, so they wipe everything down before people get crazy. So we went there. The kids had fun. They chased like little bunnies all around. You would have loved it.
There's so many bunnies in Colorado. What's that about?
Yeah. So
bunnies and moths.
I grilled those moths. Oh my goodness.
No.
That's a story for another time.
Yes.
Erica joins us from home. Erica, how was your weekend?
It was wonderful. I celebrated Juneteenth. Happy belated Father's Day to you.
Thank you. I think it was a wonderful weekend all around. Any grilling at your house, Erica?
Oh, there was a ton. So Anthony decided to really go put himself out on a limb and grill for Juneteenth, my Canadian husband. And he did a great job. He made 8 racks of ribs.
What?
For who?
Yeah.
Who came over?
We had we sent to neighbors and we had a couple people over. So yeah, but it was way too much for the situation.
Lots of leftovers.
I don't like this distancing, and we're not in studio with Erica because we could have got some of those ribs. Well, Sam, you wouldn't have liked that.
You really
could
have.
You could have eaten them.
All right, we're going to move on, Erica. It sounds wonderful. This story is trending everywhere. Justin Bieber has been accused of sexual assault by a woman who tweeted about the alleged encounter on Saturday. She claimed the assault happened on March 9th in 2014 at the Four Seasons Hotel in Austin. Bieber has denied the accusations in a series of tweets, saying, quote, "I want to be clear, there's no truth to this story. In fact, I will soon show I was never present at that location." Bieber then tweeted he stayed with Selena, his girlfriend at the time, and friends at an Airbnb on the 9th and on the 10th. He stayed out of Weston. Okay, you guys following me here?
Yep.
The singer also posted receipts, which he says are from the Weston Hotel on the 10th, not the Four Seasons. He also posted these photos, which he says clearly shows him on stage with his assistant and then on the streets of Austin on the 9th. Very detailed again with Selena. Another woman also accused Bieber of sexual assault, but that accusation has reportedly been taken down. So Bieber being very thorough in his reply to these alleged accusations.
You have to be thorough.
Yes.
And for him to start out his tweet or his response rather, and basically say in so many words that I do not want to discredit victims, right, of sexual assault and sexual abuse. That is not my point here. I just want to make sure that I prove to you that I am innocent, that I have the receipts, and he has done just that. And I think, if anything, if this does become a false accusation, we do not know, but if it does become that, Erica, it really poisons the water for all those legitimate victims of sexual assault and abuse who already are not believed.
Yeah, and I mean, we see that playing out just this weekend. The reason why Jussie Smollett was trending, because he was the poster child for false accusations. I'm always so cautious having these conversations because I believe that victims need to be believed. And generally when we have these conversations, it's like where there's smoke, there's generally fire. I don't know if there's a ton of smoke here, and I don't know what the game plan is to fight an allegation like this. But if there was one, I think that this is a pretty thorough one to start out this way.
Well said. And I just quickly want to add, I know the percentage is very low of false accusations, but I think the punishment needs to be a little bit higher rather than that person just skates off into the sunset with nothing happening to them when she could have possibly ruined someone's career. So I think there needs to be a conversation there. And I know, again, I don't want to, what you guys said was perfect, but the percentage is very low.
Yeah, and if that indeed is true with whoever the accusation or the accuser may be, yes, there needs to be really dire consequences because you don't want to poison that water. And you also don't want to ruin someone's life.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right, guys, the 2020 ESPYs were held virtually last night. The awards typically honor the best of the best in sports, but NFL quarterback Russell Wilson kicked off the event honoring the memory of George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, and Breonna Taylor, and called for social change. Watch.
Our country's work is not anywhere close to done. We need justice. We need true leadership. We need a change, and we need it now. I look at my children, and I pray for a better future, a world where the color of their brown skin doesn't stop them from their calling, from their purpose, from their destiny.
And U.S. women's soccer star Megan Rapinoe and her girlfriend, WNBA player Sue Bird, co-hosted the awards. They encourage white people to, quote, get uncomfortable and speak out against racism. Erica, did you tune into the ESPYs last night?
I didn't tune in, but I watched all of the highlights, and including the pre-ESPYs, because Russell and his wife, Sierra, who is very pregnant right now, were on Instagram kind of giving us teasers, so I was following along with that. I thought it was so appropriate to have Russell Wilson, especially on Father's Day, being the father of soon-to-be 3 children. He's a stepdad, but he's the full-time parent of 3 children during the Black Lives Matter movement. I thought that was very powerful imagery. People love Russell and Sierra and their family. I know you know, they're considered Black excellence being a protest in a lot of forms.
Yeah, and I think Russell Wilson, I know he's already super popular. I know people already look up to him and Sierra, but I think he's really becoming one of those leaders in every community for the mouthpiece of the NFL and everywhere else. He's really shining.
Well, yeah, he walks the walk. And I think even somebody like me that doesn't follow sports, I see him and I see their family as social activists in a very positive way. You want to emulate them, right? You want to be like them. So the more that we can hear from people like them, hopefully the more people can help be advocates of change and make some actionable steps.
Good on you, Russell Wilson. All right, Beyonce released a new single this past Friday on Juneteenth. It's called Black Parade. The lyrics speak about Black culture and the need for social justice, but it's not your typical protest song. Take a listen. And I like this message too. Beyonce is donating proceeds from the song to Bay Goods, Black Businesses Impact Fund, which supports Black-owned small businesses in need. There's also a link on her website of some Black-owned businesses fans can support. I think this is a terrific idea from Beyonce, especially supporting the businesses. Do you agree, Erica?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I just love how Beyonce drops new music and it's like nobody knew anything was coming. It's just like, boom, here you go. And there's always a message in it. It was so timely. It dropped on Juneteenth. She even talked about having her crystals out for the new moon, which was this weekend. But talking about rubber bullets bouncing off me, making a sign, a picket sign off your picket fence, like there was so much power without it being like in your face. Like it was more, I think, more spiritual than anything else.
Yeah, her lyrics were so educational. And Erica, I know how much you love Beyonce. I remember it took you forever to watch Lemonade just because you, or not even Lemonade, when
the documentary
in Coachella. Because I know, Erica, that you wanted, what was it called? Can somebody give me because I want to make sure people watch it. What was her documentary called, Erica?
Homecoming.
Oh, Homecoming.
Homecoming.
Yeah, because Erica,
I was like, what?
You waited to watch it because you knew that it would give you some sort of inspiration to do more. And I think even her song right now, when you listen to the lyrics, it makes you want to do more, be more. So, and Erica, did you check out some of those businesses? Oh my gosh.
I was going to say that because you own a small business.
So cool.
Supporting Black small businesses.
Yes.
I think that's a really cool thing that some people don't even think about.
Incredible products, right, E?
Oh, for sure. I think it's important that we have a place to go. And there are other places, Black business initiatives all over the country. But sometimes I'm specifically looking for a Black-owned business, and it's not necessarily the easiest thing to find if you're looking like across the world. So I think this is great.
Beyonce does it again.
I know.
E, stick around. Coming up on DBL, we'll show you how your favorite celebrities and their kids celebrated Father's Day. Then later, Sam catches up with her friend, Evie Pomporis. Is that correct, Sam?
Yep.
All right, she's a former NYPD cop and Secret Service agent, all around bad mama jamma. I can't say the other word. With deep insight into what can be done to reform the police. Stick around for that.
Close
Welcome back to DBL. Some celebrities took time to wish their dads a happy Father's Day on social media, but others took a more unconventional approach, like this one. Madonna posted various photos with her 6 kids on Instagram and wrote, "Happy Father's Day to me and to every parent out there doing their best to nurture, guide, inspire, and teach." I want to get back to that. Drew Barrymore paid tribute to her wild card dad, actor John Barrymore, who died back in 2004, writing that she would have liked to have had a dad who didn't look so, quote, out there or who stayed, but that she loved him, not for who she wanted him to be, but for who he was. And Amy Schumer dedicated the day to all the single moms, including her own, writing, "I love my dad, but my mom did it all." Wow. Kris Jenner got into some hot water after she posted a collage of the dads, all the dads in the Kardashian family and the Jenner family, but left off Caitlyn. She later posted to include Kylie and Kendall's dad, and then Kylie posted this sweet baby photo of her and Bruce Jenner, writing, "Happy Dad's Day, love you." All right, I'm gonna leave some of those alone. I want to get back to the Madonna thing. What do you think about her saying Happy Father's Day to her?
I think she was trying to sit. Listen, I know a lot of people right now.
She's stirring the pot.
But at the same time, she really has been both parents, right, to her children. So for her, she's saying, listen, I've done the work. I played the role of both the father and the mother here, and I'm going to take that credit today. And I think
that's what Mother's Day is for.
But
you
she's
can't take
a mom
credit for
and
both.
a dad.
I don't know, Erica, help us out here.
No, Jeff, you took issue with it. I want to know how you feel.
I think if you're a mother, you celebrate on Mother's Day. If you're a father, you celebrate on Father's Day. You can't take both days. Nobody wants to touch this.
Well, I mean, hey, I know a lot of single moms who play the role of of both parents. I mean, and I know grandparents who play the role of the mother, father, and grandparent. Is it appropriate to put it out there like that? I guess that would depend on what your situation is. Whatever it is, I'm not going to judge it.
You know what's cool, though, is last night, coincidentally, I was reading what I thought would be just like I bought it without knowing the content, a Father's Day book for Sophie and Mark. And what it happened to be, it's called the Father's Day card, is a bunch of different cards from little kids in preschool that are writing to different people in their lives because their fathers weren't present. So it was very powerful. It may have been their mom, it may have been their grandparent, to Erica's point, it may have been their uncle, it may have been their friend. And I thought that was, at the end of the day, I think it's a good lesson for kids to understand that maybe not everybody has 2 parents, or maybe not everybody has a father that's involved.
All right.
But I know Madonna does things so controversially.
She
you gotta
really
question
has to
Okay.
get herself outside the box, so we talk about her. You're welcome, Madonna. You got your wish. Coming up on DBL, we're catching up with Evie Pomporis, a former NYPD cop and Secret Service agent. What she has to say about police reform will definitely make you think. That's coming up next.
Welcome back to DBL. The question everyone wants answered: how do we bring real change to our police departments? Well, earlier I chatted with a dear friend, Evie Pomporis. She's a former NYPD officer, Secret Service agent, and all-around amazing human and bad ass. I don't know if you can say that.
I pulled it back.
Oh.
I don't know what to say anymore,
I know,
Sam. Let's just check out the clip.
Yeah, check it out. Evie Pomporis, of course, you know her from Spy Games on Bravo and the author of the best-selling book. You guys, it is so good. I've read it twice. It is called Becoming Bulletproof. We'll get to all of that. First, I just want to preface to our viewers, this is a national hero that you guys are talking to right now. I'm getting emotional just thinking about her. Just to give you a quick snippet, and you'll learn about it in the book, she was in the towers during 9/11. She's a former Secret Service agent. She actually escaped the towers, went back in, rescued people, went back in again, got buried alive, so to speak, and then was honored with the U.S. Secret Service Valor Award. I knew her for years, never once told me that story because that's how humble she is. Evie, my dear friend, thank you for joining us here on DBL. I miss seeing you daily when we did Dr. Drew. How are you?
I miss you too, my dear friend. I miss you. How are you?
I'm doing really good. I've learned so much from your book. I feel like that your book is relevant now more than ever. You always have such great insight when it comes to national security and law enforcement. I've got to ask you about the shooting of Rayshard Brooks. Do you believe that additional police training would prevent events like this?
Does training help? Yes. But the real crux of the issue that nobody is discussing is the hiring process. It's who you are hiring. There are 17,000 police departments in the United States. They're autonomous, which means they've got their own police chief, commissioner, and they operate in their own hierarchy chain of command. So in essence, each department does what it wants, hires how it wants, resources how it wants, everything how it wants. Most police departments, all you need is a high school degree just to get in. So right then and there, an issue that you have is education. This is one of the most important professions, a profession in which you have power over the freedom of another person. You have the power to take the life of another person. And yet you can merely just have a high school degree. The other thing is polygraph testing. Now, I'm a former polygrapher and I was part of the HR process within the U.S. Secret Service. And there were plenty of times, Sam, where I would be interviewing an applicant for a job, and that interview would turn into a criminal interview. Wow. Because this person would tell me things that they did. The third aspect is psychometric testing. You need to assess the mental and emotional abilities of a person. So there's a certain level there where you need to navigate and be like, do we want to give this person a badge and a gun? Also emotional intelligence, your ability to self-govern yourself. When you are in uniform or when you are functioning that way, your job is not to be a cowboy, not to be a hothead, not to bite back. You have to maintain that level of professionalism. The true essence is the hiring process, because if you hire poor quality people, I don't care how much training you give them, you cannot work with that. So the canvas has to be good quality before you start painting and putting things on it. That is the crux of the issue that nobody's looking at.
Wow, that is such fantastic insight. I hope that our local law enforcement departments can listen to you, can adopt that nationwide. A lot of people are also writing in, Evie, and I always want to involve the viewers. A lot of our viewers have brought up the culture within our police departments where, and this is coming from some people that actually have personal experience, they're saying that they may not feel comfortable speaking up about fellow officers who have done wrong. Can you elaborate on that?
That is absolutely true. The environment was not designed in such a way for you to do that. However, now with what we saw with Minneapolis and George Floyd, with them charging the other 3 officers, that is going to change, because now you're not saying it's not just the person who did this act. You have a level of responsibility to act upon it, and you will see a shift of officers saying, but you know what? You can do what you want. I'm not going to go along with it because I'm not going to lose my job. I'm not going to go along with this.
Based on all of your experience, what would you like to see change when it comes to the police and their relationships with their communities?
I joined because I wanted to help people. There's this animosity towards the police, and when they say the majority are good, the majority are good. Now, the federal government has to step in and set standards. You know me, if I was still in uniform, Sam, how would you feel if somebody took a cement brick and cracked it over my head while I'm trying to enforce the law? We don't tolerate ignorance in our communities. I see that same ignorance being reflected to the law enforcement community, many of which I teach criminal justice. And a lot of the students I have come in, they say, you know what? I think the police are wrong. I don't like this. How do I change it? And I tell them, you know what? You become an officer.
Right.
You become a judge. You become a defense attorney and a prosecutor, because fix it from within. Be the solution. And that is how you change things.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And it's really important that we do look at both sides, that we do have empathy for both sides, and that we collectively try to rebuild this distrust within the police, law enforcement, and their communities. Yeah, Evie, I think that you have done enough national service. To our viewers, this is a book that you must read. You will learn confidence, you will learn how to protect yourself, and you will learn all about her incredible life experiences. And you can get Becoming Bulletproof anywhere that sells books. It's selling out. Go grab it. It's a great read.
Thank you so much, Sam.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back to DBL. We could all use a little energy boost in the morning, especially on Monday, me included. We're sharing some brain-boosting beverages in today's Rise and Thrive, sponsored by So Clean. So try lemon water. I've actually heard this. Drinking this in the morning helps with your digestion and skin health. Lemons are packed with potassium, which allows more oxygen to reach the brain. Berry smoothies, another great energizer. They are packed with antioxidants, which flood our bodies with nutrients that help fight fatigue. Lastly, hot chocolate. The key ingredient actually helps preserve and improve cognitive functions like memory or attention. It's a great kickstarter in the morning. Just make sure it's at least 70% cocoa. For ways to rest easy, go to SoClean.com or call 1-800-227-5681. Do either of you guys have a morning routine that you kind of stick to, Erica? Do you do the same thing every day?
I try to get an espresso in first thing in the morning.
I'm down with that.
Cocoa makes you tired. Hot cocoa.
We'll see you guys tomorrow.